Nope, I didn't go out to do yard work. Here's a really interesting fact. I didn't want to read this. Avoided it for a long time. And I'm down to the 3 final chapters, plus those omnious bonus features. And I don't know, I'm going to miss this. It's been nice. It's been nice meeting you. And I appreciate you meeting me here. All right. Apparently I'm going to do another one today. So it's chapter 68, and it's called The Bride. As depicted in my second book, Evolving Your SOULworks, sitting over there, my very first memory of the traditional Jesus figure occurred when I was between the ages of 5 and 8, and it involved my being his wife. Now, for many years, I would reconnect to this aspect from my past, discuss our life path together, and prepare for his arrival in my world, always waiting for the other half of my whole to show up and make themselves known. As it turns out, it was my own unique soul signature who eventually lived through prophecy, balanced the masculine and feminine energies from within, and learned how to finally show up for myself, realizing in the process that I was already whole and completely worthy all on my own. Then there was the time I thought I needed to bring a 3rd child into my life to both inspire and change the world. Visions of birthing a baby that would eventually come forward and forever alter the landscape of my individual and our collective world bubbled to the surface like a divinely synchronized fuse waiting to be ignited. At the time, I truly believed I was destined to birth a 3rd child while juggling the inner need to provide a voice to the divine feminine. It's a girl. It's a Girl was the title I eventually called that specific chapter in time, depicting the inner struggles I endured to eventually realize and accept that the girl I dreamed about all those years ago just happened to be me. Granted, at this point in my life, more like a middle-aged, stubbornly persistent, fully aware, independent woman who eventually birthed 3 books, providing guidance and soulful expression to help myself and all others. Then there was that more monumental shift when I had to decide between staying home for Father's Day weekend, spending time with loved ones, and in truth struggling to keep my family together. The second option was to more authentically follow my heart and devote my time to an unexplainable yet undeniable soulful calling echoing deep, deep within the valley of my own and all on my own. Don't make me choose. I remember pleading with loved ones when forced to decide between living my authentic life and staying home to be the person others wanted me to be. I remember the mental struggles I endured, not understanding who or what I should pledge my heart and soul to. Eventually, I decided to be true to myself, vowing to forever listen to the inner callings held deep within. In fact, I made a promise to myself that day to always stay true to my own life path, even if that meant walking that said path all on my own. I further went on to ceremoniously marry the land, in a divine flow of interconnectivity, pledging to fully embody and be the soul I came here to be. Not that I don't value my loved ones or see their worth in my life path. I definitely do. It was just that after years of anticipating or expecting someone to finally see and believe in me, I humbly recognized I was the only one who needed to fulfill the identified task at hand. More specifically, I needed to see and value my entire worth, thereby stepping into my full soul potential all on my own. When I look back over the years, and regardless of how often I have tried to be an independent, strong-footed woman, sure-footed. Wait, I gotta say that again. When I look back over the years, and regardless of how often I have tried to be an independent, strong, and sure-footed woman, truthfully, I was always still secretly waiting for someone else to save, complete, or balance my seemingly inadequate and unworthy soul. To be honest, I'm not even sure where that sense of insecurity comes from. Pep talk. Okay. To be honest, I'm not even sure where that sense of insecurity comes from. Maybe it started at the early age when visions of being the wife of Jesus instead of the entire, independent, and complete essence unto my own single-handedly began the process and subsequent demise of my own self-worth. Beginning my early years with clear visions of biblical matrimonial connections, yet a lack of full clarity behind the actual higher truth of my own reality and authentic experiences was perhaps the initial seeds that planted the very inaccurate interpretation of a bride left in waiting. Never once giving myself the credit or perspective that the other half to my whole just happened to be another aspect of my own soul works, buried deep within the confines of my own past life experiences and soulful embodiment. Perhaps my original interpretations and visions of needing to birth a child to help inspire or change the world gave me the distinct understanding that I was not already the right person for the job, and that somehow someone else would eventually come forward to complete my life mission. Maybe it was the confusion felt when forced to choose my life path and inner calling instead of staying within the limitations of what others had grown to expect of my life's unfoldment that made me completely weary and unsure of my own soul potential. Or perhaps those feelings of unworthiness dated much further beyond this life and all others. Whether it stemmed from the original biblical undertones and overtones depicting women as unworthy without a male counterpart, or society's constant and very inaccurate perception of sinners requiring rescue. It became very clear to me that over the years I was both uncertain and even scared to define my life path as anything beyond a wife, mother, or daughter, just in case I was irrevocably wrong. Maybe I did need someone to complete, save, or balance my incomplete and unworthy soul. Maybe. As it turns out, however, being whole does not require a partner, child, parent, or perceived savior to accomplish the identified task at hand. I did not need to be selected, chosen, seen, valued, or deemed worthy by anyone else but myself to fully, completely, and authentically step into the totality of my own soul works. And so, my friend, is the higher truth of your own divine, unique essence held within. Mastering your soul works. I believe the divine feminine within the collective psyche is still, to this day, grossly imbalanced well beyond what is reasonably fathomable, stemming solely from the energetic undertones of traditional scriptures and teachings. Whether it was Eve, depicted as the woman single-handedly responsible for creating the world's largest fall from grace, the whore of Babylon, otherwise known as the mother of all prostitutes and the abominations of the world, requiring swift apocalyptic judgment for her evil ways, or the bride of Christ, spending lifetimes preparing herself to be found worthy of a bridegroom's betrothal. Society's traditional teachings are more than a little screwed up when it comes to honoring both aspects of our equally divine, masculine and feminine natures held within. Even when reviewed strictly from a symbolic standpoint, within traditional teachings and stories, whether the bride was interpreted as one unique individual or more symbolic in nature as a congregation of like-minded people, constantly depicting the divine feminine as an unworthy, lesser counterpoint, needing to be deemed ready, worthy, or saved, most assuredly drives an undeniable stake into the hearts of both our earthly and spiritual existence. Fact. Furthermore, lumping society in terms of religious favor, or those more worthy of divine embodiment, enlightenment, and everlasting life, based on their willingness to declare someone else as their savior, equally as disempowering whether male or female. What we as a society are preparing for is to understand our own divine potential, not give it away by continuing down our collective path of false understandings regarding traditional perspectives and teachings. As the world journeys beyond the dark ages of these outdated interpretations and ancient texts, I still find there are elements within our individual and collective subconscious minds that crave acceptance. Of course we do. The part of us longing for divinely appointed recognition and heartfelt connections confirming that we are indeed worthy of that level of soulful decree, assistance, saving, and blessings. And although concepts like being rescued by a higher power, soulmates, or eternal commitments from our divine counterparts are sincere goals to strive and work towards achieving, the need to forever pledge your eternal commitment to anyone beyond your own soulful development, or to prepare yourself for anyone but your own soul potential, is by no means a requirement towards the highest good of your individual or our collective well-being. Likewise, the need to be seen as worthy or having your spiritual ascension acknowledged, certainly a wonderful experience to have. I'm assuming. It is just not at all a requirement for your individual or our collective enlightenment process. Whether someone ever sees, hears, believes in you or not, you are most certainly worthy, capable of being both the bride and the bridegroom, encompassing the complete divine embodiment of all that is uniquely and beautifully you, all on your own. Okay, your move. Review past beliefs and visions. Our minds are quick to interpret incoming information based on current experiences, beliefs, and mindsets. Revisit past visions, teachings, or perspectives that have changed or shaped your entire life, and give yourself permission to have a second look with an expanded view, void of all fears and insecurities of being wrong. While doing so, new understandings, higher awareness, and full clarity are sure to rise to the surface. There is also no need to judge yourself or any other person, sect, or belief system for past interpretations or understandings. Just allow yourself and all others the privilege and respect to embody a new beginning. Next, redefine yourself. Inevitably, over the years of anyone's life, there will always be things someone, including yourself, has said or implied that has left you feeling small, insignificant, and insecure. Revisit those moments in time and redefine who you are. Then take the time to review the scenarios where you have also belittled others. Equally as important. There are many memories where harsh or disempowering words have been spoken, whether directed towards an individual or more generalized statements based on dated teachings or understandings directed towards the collective. Allow yourself to purge these narrow-minded perspectives from your psyche and instead replace them with new ways to view and interpret your own soul essence as well as the soul essence of all others. Next, redefine commitment. Choosing to walk through life with a partner by your side can be a wonderful blessing. Definitely. And certainly a very attainable goal. But also not at all a requirement in terms of becoming whole. Just to be clear, marriage is also not a necessary lifelong commitment in the eyes of God. In the true eyes of Source energy, the only soulful contract you will ever need to undertake until death do you part is embracing and committing to always value, cherish, love, and uphold all aspects of your own soul works, while also being kind and considerate to all others. If you also happen to choose spending your days on this earth committed to a partner, even if just for a time, please be sure to always view yourself and all others as perfectly whole and complete vessels of divine potential, all on their own. Next, seek clarity for your highest good. There are many paths in which a soul can decide to walk during any one lifetime. The choices we make on a day-to-day basis are neither right nor wrong. In fact, our world and the decisions within it are not so black and white. Instead, there are various shades of color within the spectrum of life with many viable directions one can journey. The trick is, always seek clarity towards your highest good while being open and respectful to all others and their journey too. Having a third child, certainly a choice I could have made, although I do know the focus of my entire life path would certainly have been delayed and priorities skewed. Plus, I already have 2 amazing kids. All right. Staying home on Father's Day weekend. Definitely a viable option as well. However, I would certainly never have experienced the sacred day within the valley while single-handedly charting the path to my own enlightenment in such a profound way. Even waiting to be saved is certainly a choice. But in truth, as independent as we all may be, as interdependent as we all may be, we are. Finding your own soul potential and independently believing in your own ability to succeed and live an empowered life will always be the higher path to follow. That's ascension right there. Which, by the way, doesn't mean life is simple and easy. It just means we're consciously aware and move through life following our heart and soul. Okay, do yourself a favor and journey down the path of self-discovery, while allowing the clarity to unfold when and how it arrives. Always trusting in the process that your soul really does know. It really does know the best option for you and your highest good. Then give everyone else the benefit of the doubt and understand they also know and can find their own way. Allow everyone the individual experiences, lessons, and soulful journeys they are guided to take, without judgment or thinking you know what is best for them. You don't. You only know and understand what is best for you. Next, embrace the wholeness that is you. I believe the element of fear has single-handedly stopped society from evolving beyond the current doctrines and teachings. On some level, we are still scared that perhaps we are unworthy, incomplete, and in need of a divine rescue from a higher power. I've certainly struggled over the years to feel whole and complete all on my own. Whether it was feelings of insecurities, fears of the unknown, incomplete visions, or complete arrogance on the part of myself and all others. Oh, yes, but that wasn't the point I was making here. Or complete arrogance on the part of others, claiming to be the other half to my whole. That did happen. It has taken a long time to fully believe in myself without the fear of being wrong. No matter what others may think, say, teach, or imply, no one has ever needed to complete, save, or provide balance in your life but you. More importantly, instead of feeling overwhelmed about being solely responsible for your own soul works, embrace your wholeness and believe in your ability to live your life to the fullest potential. Then remember that help and assistance from your guides and angels are always just one prayer away. True. Divine guidance will forever provide the clarity, assistance, and inspiration needed to propel you forward and lift you up during the times of struggle. Thank God. In truth, we're never alone, and can always access unlimited support from the divine energy of all that is, to hold space on our behalf, pave the way, and walk by our side forever. And lastly, appreciate all others. I do so appreciate you. It's one thing to understand you are whole and complete all on your own. It is quite another to dismiss or take for granted what others have added to your world. Definitely. Please be sure to always value what family, friends, and society as a whole have brought to your table within your own unique banquet of life. Yes, we don't need others to fulfill or complete us, but it sure is magical when we all begin to value what others have contributed and subsequently co-created together. Never forget to value and see the wholeness in all others, and honor the mountains that can and have moved when forging a path together. Aspire to love and cherish all others in your life while acknowledging the team effort to our collective SOULworks. In fact, vowing to appreciate everyone, especially those closest to you and your life path, is certainly a profound and life-changing commitment worth taking. I know I do. Thank you to all my friends and family. I love and appreciate you so, so much.